Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain you how we will be deploying Spring Boot application right from local to production. Production in our case, it would be EC2 instance. EC2 is provided by AWS. If you have your own data center, you can do the same. That's left to you guys. Or you can make use of Azure also. Even DigitalOcean provides. There are plenty of other platforms. In order to do that, suppose if you want to make it accessible via internet, right? Then you need to have a domain. For domain, I'm using GoDaddy. For that also there are multiple options, Wix, Hostinger, there are plenty of other. So you guys can make use of it. I'm using GoDaddy here. I already have a domain. I will show you later. And also we need to have a EC2 instance. EC2 instance now I have already created it. I'll be showing you guys. We need to make certain changes over there. I think other than that, yeah, inside EC2 instance, we guys should have a like Java installed, MySQL, and NGINX as my web server. If you want, you can go for Apache web server also, not an issue. I'm using SQL database here, so I'm going from MySQL. Postgres, you can use any of your like. Okay, let's get started now. Let me switch to IntelliJ IDEA. First, let me create a jar. Okay, this is the application, by the way. Let me run and show you. This I will be deploying it to a production. Okay, it's running. It's taking time, probably indexing, I guess. Yeah. Usually it will look for a cache and stuff. Okay. And you all know, right, how IDE works. Okay. It's running on default port, I guess. No. It's running on 8088, correct? Yeah, you can check here. So localhost 8080. Sorry, not 88, 8888. Okay. This is the application which I will be deploying it. Okay. If you just look in, there's nothing much. It's just a cute and small application. And actually, it really, it works. Okay. If I come and give my mail ID, you'll get a notification. Okay. Email notification to your mail ID. So if I make a request over here, don't bombard me with the request. Okay. By the way, there are people who keep doing those. Yeah. If I go back to my email, this is the email. I think I got a message. I got a notification, right? My mobile. Yeah, you can see here. Can you see? That's perfect, right? Okay. Once it's launched, no, those guys will be getting some email and stuff. Let's leave that part by now. Okay. So I want this to be accessible to everyone. Suppose if someone gives codewithchild.com or .in, you guys should get this page. Correct? This is what our requirement is. Okay. For that, no, for that to happen, first we should create a jar of this. First, let me clean. Always remember, first clean the project before creating any jars. Usually it will not take too much time. Yeah, build has been success. Now if I click on install and if I create that, what will happen is first it will clean and then validate and then compile. It will test, it will package, it will verify, and then it will install. So this is a cycle, okay, life cycle. If you want my particular video on Maven, I can do it. So it usually takes time. Let me forward this, okay? Now if you see the build is success and there is a jar created. If you come to target folder here, a new jar is created. Can you see? This is my jar. This will be deploying it in our server. Okay. By the way, first let me change the name. It's quite complicated, right? Let me change it to not now. Okay, we'll do it later because it's already used by some other stuff. So, okay, let's leave that part now. Okay. First, let me copy that and inside my desktop, let me create a new jar folder. And if I come here and if I'll paste it here just for our sake. Okay, the jar part is done. So I think now I can close my web. I mean, close the IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, I can stop and I can close it because usually IDEs take a lot of resources. Okay, background, no, it takes. That's why I will be closing this. It's closed. Okay, let me exit it. So if I refresh it, okay. So this part is done. Now I need to have this one, right? EC2 instance and stuff. For that to happen, first let me have logged into GoDaddy. This is how it looks like. Suppose if I click on the profile here and if I click on my products, I have two domains actually, code which I and consultant win. In this case now I'll be using consultant win because this is already live code which I. So I'm going for consultant win. Since consultantwin.com is already pointing to other EC2 instance, or else we'll do one thing. We'll create a new subdomain. That will be fine, I guess. Yeah. Add a new record here. Since I'm creating a subdomain, choose an option of A. Here, type test. Okay. And the IP is same as this. I'll tell you why. Just give me a sec. Okay. Fine. This is fine, I guess. Yeah. TTL is time to leave. Okay. So now it is save. So if I do test.consultantwin.com, consultantwin.com, it's not up yet. This is my AWS console. So if I go to the EC2 services, here I think already one of my instance is up and running. There are plenty, but I think only one is running, I guess, currently. Yes. If you see here, I will be showing you something. Can you see the public IP here? This one. And if you see the same, it's both are same, right? Which I have created now, not this one. Yeah. Can you see both are same? If I go back to my EC2, if I click on connect and if I copy this and if I come to my git bash and here, because I'm inside a folder called curve. Curve stands for consultant win, by the way. Okay. This has curve, I guess. I'm not sure. We need a PEM file to connect. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Now I am inside my AWS server. I mean instance. That's so cool, right? Since I have already Java installed, you can see here Java and also have my NGINX up and running. System CTR sudo sorry here. Okay. And also MySQL should be up and running, right, for us to because it's already using it. Okay, that's it. Now if I go to my NGINX folder here, no, um, there is, first let me show you the folder nginx.con of configuration file. Yeah, this one. Before doing anything, no, just make sure take a duplicate of it. So let me copy that file. Nginx.conf to nginx.conf underscore test before. Okay. So if we mess up, no, then again we can revert it back. That's why we always do this. Yeah. So if I go to my sudo, okay. Can you see the nginx file here? It's quite complicated. You guys don't need to bother. It will be very small if you guys are doing it. I'm messing it up with plenty of things. So let's leave that part. First, all we need to see, I will show you something. Not here. I'll be showing you some server tags. All you should be bothered about is only this part. See, server, which is listening on port 8080. I mean 80. 80 is the default HTTP port, by the way. Server name. Then redirect to this domain. That's all it's saying. Okay. There's nothing much. So since I'm using SSL certificate, so 443 is also configured. Nothing you don't need to bother or panic or anything. Okay. So I'll be showing you what exactly we should be typing in a while. Okay. You understood, right? What I meant? Server directive is very simple, okay? Yeah. Nginx, with Nginx, you can do plenty of things like load balancing, caching, and also reverse proxy, not just as a web server. There's plenty of things, okay? Yeah. Now let me exit from here because I need to copy my jar, right, to this. So if I exit from here, yeah, where's my jar which it's inside desktop, right? Let me copy it to here. This one, right? Yeah, it's here. Let me paste it here. Okay, let me rename it to code with chai. So it will be easy for us to see it. Okay, code with chai. This is the jar. This one we need to copy here, correct? To EC2 instance. How we'll be doing that? There is something called as SCP command. Okay, we all know, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Can you see? It's quite speed, right? Yeah. So the jar is copied. Now, if I log into my EC2 instance and if I make ls, can you see my code which I jar there? Yeah. First, let me move the jar inside jar folder. CD jar inside. Let me see. Is there anything? There are plenty of. Let's leave that. Okay. So code which I jar. Before that, we need to create a systemd service to daemonize this service. Correct. So first, let me see my port is taken or not by any other service. If so, we'll kill that process. So no worries. 081. Nothing is running, I guess. Okay, so I think I can run my application. Perfect. So now if I go back and first let me create a systemd service. Okay, sudo nano. Just see what I'll be doing. Slash etc slash systemd slash system here code with chai dot service. Why am I creating this? You all know, right? Suppose, okay, let me show you that. Then only you will understand. Correct? Okay. You can run my application right away like this. Okay. Java hyphen jar. What's my application name? Code with chai dot jar. I can run my application right away like this. Suppose if I close my terminal, the application gets again closed. So for that we need to daemonize, right? Daemonize as in background also as a service your application should be running. It's throwing error by the way. What exactly has happened? The error is with unable to create. Just as give me a sec. It's throwing some error here. Okay, code with a database. Okay. Now this we should create this database. Okay, because it's saying it doesn't have this database. Okay, no worries. It's quite simple. See, that is right. Okay. So for that we'll be daemonizing it. Before that, first let me create a datum. With you only, I'm doing it. I haven't prepared anything, so it's good, right? It will be like on hands. So if I go to my database here, all you need to do is create database code with chai. That's all. Suppose, okay, if I say show databases, can you see the database name code with chai? Perfect, right? So you can exit from here now. Now I can go to my jar folder, and if I run my application, this should be up. Okay, it should not throw any error now. So yes, I think by now it will be up, I guess. Yeah, perfect, right? It's up on port 8081, 8088. Correct. Okay. Now if I close this, can you see? If I close this, now it will not be accessible now. For that, we are demonizing it. That I will be doing. I showed you, know, sudo nano. What I'll be doing is etc slash system d slash system, and let me create a service in the name of code with chai dot service. Okay, it's created. Here we need to show exactly. I have it here. Let me tell you, explain you what exactly I'm doing here. Okay, okay. See, description will be like it will be a name. Let me tell you code with chai test. Okay, so from where my Java is running inside this. Okay, user bin Java. That Java hyphen jar, we know, right? Argument will be giving a hyphen jar. Where exactly is my jar file? That we need to say. That's inside home EC2 user. Inside a folder jar, I have my jar file. Code which I spelling wrong, correct? Just take care of that. Code which I dot jar. EC2 user is the username I'm doing. Multi users dot target. Perfect. If I close now, yes, yes. So now if I run my application, systemctl art code with child. Wow, no errors. That's cool, right? Now if I see status, ooh, it's up and running, right? Code which is up and running. Can you see active here? Active running. That's quite cool, right? Yeah. So it's up on. Now you see it's up and running. That's quite cool. Now we can configure NGINX. NGINX configuration is very important now. Okay. So if I go back, now if I go inside NGINX folder, sorry, yeah. NGINX is inside etc, right? etc NGINX. Let me do ls. I think we have already taken a backup, right? Called test or something. Yeah, nginx.conf test before. So now if I go inside nginx sudo nano nginx dot configuration, and inside my server folder, not inside http, we'll create one more server folder. We have it for consultantwin.com, correct? Similarly, just ignore the other part because it's quite complicated. You guys will not understand. Okay. Let me paste it here. I want one more server part here. I'll be explaining you the code. Don't worry. Okay. What exactly is happening is test.consultantwin.com. This default port will be 8080. Let's say 80. Correct. So access log. Anyone requesting that, the log will be creating here. Similarly, if there's any error, the log will be in this folder. I mean in this file. So what it's doing is whenever someone makes a request at test.consultantwin.com, it is proxy passing. It is forwarding it to this port localhost colon 8088. Okay. This one is for WebSocket, so let's not bother about that. The second one is also for the WebSocket, and third also WebSocket. Here now it's forwarding my domain to the backend. Correct? And this one, right? The last proxy cache bypass. What it does is for any upgrade request, right? So it won't be caching. That's all it does. Okay. Yes. It's quite simple, right? Now, if I close this, if I say sudo nginx hyphen t, can you see it's successful? Okay. That's important. Now, before that, I should have a HTTPS, right? Already HTTP. Okay. First, let me show you why exactly what I'm talking about. Now, first, let me reload my nginx sudo systemctl reload nginx. Can you see it's reloaded? Always now after reloading, just see the status before going back. Okay, it's active and running. Now if I go back and hit not this, okay, test dot consult and win.com. Can you see it's up and running? That too, it's live. Now also I can show you if I make a API call. I mean, if I just send a request from production, I'll be getting a mail. If I refresh it, can you see? Perfectly, it's fine and running, right? That's it. Since it's not secure, we need to make it HTTPS always. So for that, I will be showing now. Okay. In order to make it HTTPS, I mean secure, I'm making use of certbot. If I say sudo certbot, since my web server is nginx, I'm passing nginx as argument. Hyphen d, my subdomain would be test dot consultant win, correct? Consultandwin.com. If I do this, okay, it's requesting a certificate. It will take some time. I hope this should work. Let's see. Oh, deployed certificate. It's successful. Correct? Can you see here? You can read it, right? That's perfect, right? Yes. Now let me switch to Chrome and see whether it's working fine or not. Can you see? Now it's HTTPS. Isn't it cool? Yes. It's quite simple, right? Yeah. Thank you. I'll come up with the next video very soon. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.